All right, is he going to make it to the 17-second mark? All right. What's up, Oscar and the rest of YouTube? Jason Taylor and Moon Pie. How has it been in the Zello room, Moon Pie? I know I haven't been in a while. Let's see, Oscar and Kentucky Trucker. Man, Kentucky is going to be a sad mother trucker come later this month when his Wildcats go down to my Gamecocks. Even though somehow, some way they've won the last 4 years in a row, which is just, it defies the laws of gravity. Chasing America and Front Row Poe. Candace Youngblood, I was watching a little bit of your live Facebook video a while ago. It's kind of making me a little sad with your little fat chihuahua that you've got in there. Made me miss Booney, which Boone is getting old, y'all. He's going to be 11 come January, and he's got a lot of gray. Does anybody know if they have like just for dogs? You know, kind of like they have just for men, and I can make my goatee turn black again instead of gray. Boone probably wouldn't like that. He's more of the natural kind of guy. The Lone Wolf Trucking is in here, and Chris S. What's up? Kurt Tomlinson and Jim Dunn. Jim Getter Dunn. Uh, Kentucky said, go ahead and mail his money. It's a steak dinner that you're going to be buying me, buddy. What happened to the Kenworth truck? Well, two things happened to it. They made us get out of it because they were wanting us in a team truck. Because I'm teaming with Truck and Elvis over there. And well, as we were getting off the exit, well, we had to go down the road to drop a load and then head to the terminal. We were going to do a truck swap. Kenny Wayne decided to break down on his transmission. I mean, it was some kind of electrical sort of thing, but it died on us. So that's why we're in the Cascadia now. Michael, the Asphalt Cowboy, what's up, man? And greetings to you, Everly Nicholas and John Plank, giving the rock on. And Michael, Kale, and Jason Taylor. All right, so we've got 13 of you in here right now, so let's go ahead and get started. And I just want to discuss a few current events, and feel free to throw thumbs up if I say something you like. Comment. I will try to read most of these comments, but because I was kind of out of pocket for a little over a week. My girlfriend Misty, her mother had passed away, and they're originally from Indiana, and my intention was to keep on working and everything originally, and she was taking it pretty hard, and I kind of offered, would you like for me to go out there with you? And you should have heard just the emotion in her voice. She was like, yes, and well, I had to go from there, and I'm glad I did. I got to meet oh, I mean, not every member of her family, but I got to meet several of them. We stayed with her Aunt Mandy and her family. A real cool house. They were nice as can be. Had a little pool party at, I don't know, one of the days. But it was a good experience, and we drove her convertible up there, and the top was down for most of it, so that was and we rode through the gorge and up through Kentucky and all that, and it's really more fun riding in a convertible with top down than it is in a truck that you're governed at 65 miles an hour. But so I was out of pocket, was not plugged in. I wasn't watching any kind of YouTube during that. I wasn't on Zelle. I didn't, I was kind of unplugged from the rest of the world. And one of the things that happened is one of my all-time favorite actors, Burt Reynolds, the Bandit, passed away. Which hell, he's 82 years old. So, I mean, he lived a full life. I'm sure Burt Reynolds had an awesome life. But a few of my favorite movies Burt Reynolds starred in, like, all of us truck drivers, even though the Bandit wasn't a truck driver, we associate, that movie with truck driving for the snowman. And, hell, my ringtone still to this day and has been for probably the last 2 years, is Eastbound and Down. You guys that I've trained, know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Burt Reynolds, he's no longer with us, but man, did he leave his mark. Smokey and the Bandit 1 and 2 he was in. There was a third one that he wasn't in. Jerry Reed was like pretending to be the bandit. And Deliverance, that was a good movie, and it's not because of the redneck rape scene. It was just a cool movie. But yeah, I want to throw that out there and discuss that. I don't know if anybody else was a big Burt Reynolds fan. The guy was super freaking cool though. The Longest Yard, that was a great movie as well. Malone, was that another movie of his? Yeah, The Longest Yard, that was a real good one. Yeah, the three was, and actually, it was. I think it was that teammate I had, Mark. He bought this, or somebody that I used to be in the truck bought this like collection of bandit movies, and there was like 3 or 4 other like bandit movies that some other guy besides Burt Reynolds was playing them, and I watched them. I mean, they're all right, but they weren't as good as the originals. He did play college football for Florida State. Oh yeah, the Cannonball Run. That was a great one. There was a couple of those Cannonball Runs, wasn't it? At least 2 of them, maybe 3. Driven. That was that a like a IndyCar racing type of movie. Driven. Uh, he was in Boogie Nights. He played like a, I don't know, a porn producer or something like that. That was not one of his favorite roles. And then he was also in Striptease with Demi Moore. That was a pretty cool role. He was older in both of those. Still freaking cool though. But yeah, the bandit passing away, and holy shit! Now I I tend to not get caught up in a lot of the truck driving drama that has went on over the last couple of years. And I guess, and you guys know, I don't really get caught up in a lot of drama, and my channel's smaller than a lot of these truckers that cannot say the. Actually, let me get my little phone mount thing. For you, those of you that don't know, this is my favorite phone mount. It's called Trucker Tough. It's got this little suction cup thing. No, you can go ahead and keep that one. See, there's one up there Elvis's phone is on, but I can stick this here, twist that around, and now I can talk hands free because I like talking with my hands. Elvis does. We're gonna roll. And I could do that kind of stuff too. But I tend to not get caught up in the drama that some other people do. But Elvis is entertained by that kind of stuff, aren't you, Elvis? You know you are.
Yeah, the right word is entertained. I'm entertained by it. There's entertainment
So
value to it for me.
so due to Elvis's influence, I know a little bit about what's going on. Now, it's not I don't know if it's because I'm selfish. I think that I survive in my own little world and it's all about me, or maybe it's because I'm an only child and I didn't have to share or things like that. But I usually don't get caught up in all that bullshit. But I have been exposed to it. What do you guys think I'm talking about? The latest like drama, if you will, going on in the trucking community. Anybody want to take a guess? The subjects I'm getting ready to discuss? No, it's not Burt Reynolds. We've already talked about that. CB craze for civilians, it was just for truckers in the 1970s. Y'all are talking about the red guy, Contray. Oh, like 7 RVTs just popped up. Yes, and I know there's some. I, I'm trying not to be insulting about the cult following of the RVT Nation that are very supportive of him, but there's probably equally, if not more, people that just don't like that motherfucker for whatever reason or another. Which I know him a little more than just watching his videos, because up until Elvis like made me watch a couple, I didn't watch his ass anymore because of just a couple of things that had happened in the past. But we'll get into my personal stance in a minute. But now, probably all of you guys know Ike Stevens, right? I just really recently got to meet Ike Stevens and hang out with him. I talked to him in Zellos before, and a little comment here and there, either on my live video or his before. But I got to hang out with him recently, like for several hours. I didn't really do a whole lot of video on that, but I think you guys might have saw a little bit of him in that Gats video. And I've always liked Ike. I know some of you guys probably talk shit about him, and yes, he is a little bit whiny at times, but I still like the guy. He's been nothing but cool to me, respectful in every way. I mean, he's not on my leg, but he lets me know he likes the type of videos I do, because I think mine are rather unique in here. But my channel's small compared to all of these guys, which I think the reason is I don't do like current events nearly as much as some of these others. My video style has really been like a day in the life of whatever the hell's going on with Trucker Jim type of thing, and whatever way I screw up or get fired or lessons I learned or a teachable moment, that I'm involved with. And I don't know. I try to be good with cameras, cool angles, transitions, and road footage and music. And that's been kind of my style instead of, I don't know, giving people what they already want. I just give them what I want. If they're the ones that like it, cool. And the ones that don't, well, they're not really in my consciousness. But Ike has a long-standing history of disagreeing with RVT, mainly on the whole coaching calls thing. And I probably relate with RVT on certain things that most of you truck driving guys don't, because of just coming from a sales background as well. Now, I was not a douchebag sales manager for car lots. I wasn't that guy, and I wasn't a cult follower of Tony Robinson or any of that. But there was still some similarities compared to other truck drivers. So there were certain things I had, I guess, an appreciation for. Um, Another person that I met recently for the first time was Little Dog, or Will. Well, I'm not even sure what his last name is. I used to call him Little Dog, but his name's Will. He's got that badass, W900 that's wrapped in like a tribute to the military. Very, very cool truck. And let's see, Snore Lord, Pale Rider. I've known Yeti for a little while, but I got to hang out with him. Mine got cut short, so I didn't get to, hang out with a lot of other YouTube truckers that were there. Um, oh, little guy, yeah, little guy's been nothing but cool to me. Um, but the buzz, and for those of you guys that I don't know, don't know who the heck I'm talking about, and are just kind of part of my audience. RVT is a 6'2", 230-pound super trucker businessman kind of guy that has a pretty decent size YouTube channel. He's cheesy as fuck, but like some people really get excited and motivated by him. Not me personally, but a lot of people do. And after about a year of being a truck driver, he started offering coaching calls, which is, from my understanding, it's like $40 for 30 minutes, or you get a deal if you go for a whole hour, $60. And what you get for that, well, you get to talk to him on the phone. But before you can do that, there is a screening process, because he is paranoid about you being a troll and recording him. So there's like this personality profile that you have to go through, and then entering credit card information. Most of the time, I think he wants you to take a picture of your CDL license and send it to him, just to verify your identity, because his time is very valuable. And me personally, I could give two shits about RVT and his coaching calls and who wants it and all that. I mean, I don't think he's like teaching people how to back up or go check in with the shipper or how to manage their hours of service. I hope the hell not. I would assume, and he used to talk to me a little bit about this before he blocked me. I didn't know because I didn't try to call his ass, but last time I talked to him, he informed me I had been blocked. I go, well, that's news to me. But I would assume it's more of like older people and not like the way Ike likes to portray it out. It's him taking advantage of the new trucker that ain't got shit for money yet. I don't really think that's who his main audience is. Those guys just watch YouTube videos. But more like somebody coming out of the military or retiring from some other industry that's considering trucking and that may not want to do like I personally have done and learn from the school of hard knocks. You know, learn from just taking my previous experience and applying it to truck driving and learn as I go. Uh, as I build relationships with other, more experienced truck drivers, pick up on little nuggets of wisdom along the way, and then learn from fucking up. Like hitting curbs and all of this kind of stuff, and learning that way to become the solid trucker that I am today. But an older person coming from other things that probably has some money saved up and maybe a paid off house and kind of things that they want to maybe condense some time frames and make the right decisions. Are y'all tripping about my seatbelt not being on? Well, y'all just keep tripping. There'll probably be somebody, oh, call GMP, he ain't wearing a seatbelt. Um, I just got a text about it. Let me check these comments right quick. Do all people like? Are y'all just saying that because I'm live on freaking YouTube, not wearing a seatbelt in the passenger seat, or anytime the truck's moving, you're like strapped in the bunk and you're strapped in your passenger seat? I'd like to know. Put your seatbelt on. Safety. He runs his face off. But anyway, what I was saying, I think probably the main people that pay that and are interested in those coaching calls are people coming from other industries. That's probably 40, 50, 60. I mean, I would just assume, but I personally never gave two shits. I mean, people spend their money on like a lot crazier things of that, and I'm sure I have as well. But I seem to be in the minority on that way of thinking because a lot of people have had problems with it. Which he used to work with the same company that I'm with, and he ran his face off. But even though he said on YouTube, "I will accept your challenge," I don't know if you guys saw my video after he was calling me Trucker Jan and all that, and he guarantees he makes more money. And I said, "Prove it, bitch, and let's do it live on YouTube. Compare stubs." And he said he would, but then he backed out, and the reason was I had him. I would put a whipped cream pie in his face live on YouTube, but he backed out of it, which, he's all about winning, and he wasn't going to win on the March 16th, 2018, the day that I had set up, because I know he's a big recruiter, but he didn't have the numbers that I had for the year on there. So that never happened. But he left, and I think he went. I mean, I don't watch it. I mean, I learn more about you guys telling me about him than I do watching myself. But went to an oil field thing or something like that, and I know he interviewed people that did oil field, but it didn't work out for him for whatever reason or another. You guys probably know better than I do because I don't know. I've got more important things to do with my life than watch RVT. Um, but he started team driving, and apparently some other drivers had came there. There's some like wrestler guy that has bigger guns than me. I don't know if he had a nickname, wore a mask. I don't know what the guy looks like, but I hear it was a wrestler. And then some guy named Dave that's been cranking out videos. And Dave is really going for wanting 1,000 subscribers. After he gets to 1,000 subscribers, I understand he's going to release like text messages from this company, U.S. Carriers. I think is that it? U.S. Carriers. I think that's it. And RVT, because RVT said the guy like tried to come back, after he left, and Dave said that's just a complete lie. I don't know what the truth is. But all that's kind of going on. But then this apparently there's this contract for U.S. carriers that has been released on the internet. I think maybe Little Dog did that, or Jay Canal, and I, and there's probably 100 videos out about this subject that's just been going on in the last week or so. But apparently, this U.S. carriers have been sending out cease and desist, or RVT. It's some like lawyer that like lives in a mailbox at a UPS store or something. Is sending out cease and desist, ceased and how do you say it? Desist
Cease and assist.
and assist? It's got a D in there though. That don't make no sense. Cease and assist. It's like desist. Anyway, what it means basically, guys, is shut your freaking mouth and quit trying to mess up my business. Is what the cease and desist letter. And I don't know who some freaking foreign trucking company, just because they have a lawyer send something out, who the hell they think they are, that right now anyway, this could change after all this Alex Jones stuff and things like that, but as the time of recording, this is still America. We still have a First Amendment, we still have free speech, and we can speak our opinions, and as long as we're not calling anyone to violence, we can say what the fuck we want to say. Can I get an amen? But but apparently this contract ain't one you want to sign. This Dave guy, like they sent him some load, right? And like he got his work order. I don't know if it's on his phone or however it works. I think it is. Their log books are on their phone and they're 1099, all that kind of stuff. They pay a little more, but like he was late to pick up the load because when they sent it to him, he was already late. But because the load was picked up late, he was fined $100 or maybe $200. And I've looked at it once. I'm not an expert on this, and most of you probably already know what I'm talking about because this has been such a buzz, and Elvis has made me watch at least 10 videos on this subject. Um, but there's a lot of fines if you're late picking up, if you're late delivering. I don't know. There was something about if your truck's dirty or something, they charge you $200. I don't know, but there was all these fines and things as part of the company. But anyway, I don't know if there's these two guys are the only ones RVT like motivated to come there, or if there's been more. But for those two anyway, it didn't work out. Like it did. I mean, they weren't there long at all. I don't even think they were there a week or or much longer. And both of them, I don't know, had a pretty unpleasant experience. All right, Candace Youngblood with the super chat. I was starting to think my super chat had been disabled, but hey, there's another one. He hate me. Hey, here's a little bonus tip. If you want me to say your name with enthusiasm, do the super chat thing, and I will 100% of the time, because I think that goes into my AdSense things. Speaking of AdSense, now some of you may have just I doubt any of you are clicking on this video as the first one you ever saw of mine. But there's been probably 250 new subscribers in the last month or so. I think Elvis has really been helping the channel. The video's better when Elvis is said we're gonna roll. Ow. and playing his guitar and doing that stuff. I sure do. Like like when I was doing regional, I was getting so freaking bored making my videos because all I did was ride through the fucking gorge like every day, going up to Louisville, and I was just getting so bored with it. I was so tired of it just being me by myself. I couldn't have my dog in here. I was ready for some kind of change. We won't go all into Elvis's story in this one because I'm gonna talk shit about some other people. Because the reason I am, there's this other thing going on called the D Raj Challenge. I've yet to see one of D Raj or Draj or whatever his name. They say he's a super positive guy, but he challenged this thing because there's so much negativity shit, and the majority of it seems to be centered around RVT for some reason, which he tries to come off as positive and not being a complainer, excuse maker, but I don't know. It's just it's easy not to like his ass, and I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm not a basher. Uh, I don't focus on things I don't like, but anyway, D. Raj had this idea, and I think it's very cool. D. Raj or Draj. I'm gonna have to go Google him and check out a couple of his videos. But the way it works is you say something nice about another YouTube trucker. This is for YouTube truckers, which all you have to do, or if it's that guilty guy, he's a trucker on YouTube. But all the other ones were YouTube truckers, right? And all you got to do is have a CDL, be working or owning a truck, and make a YouTube video. And I think that qualifies you as a YouTube trucker. So join the club. But the way it works, you say something nice, something, and here's what I think it is: sincere appreciation, not just blowing smoke up someone's ass. You sincerely appreciate about someone else, share it, talk about it, right? And then after you do that, you call out other YouTube truckers, and then each one of those YouTube truckers has to say something nice about another appreciation, recommend, not bullshit, sincere appreciation, something that's real. And then each one calls out three other YouTube truckers. Well, from at the time of this recording, anyway, I don't think anybody's challenged me to say something nice. So I guess I don't have to in this video. Say other things. But if anyone does, there's a lot of nice things I have to say about a lot of nice people. Um, like all the ones that I've met at GATS, there wasn't a single person I didn't have an enjoyable time that I talked to. All of them were top notch. But um, RVT, I remember him used to telling me that they were all horrible people, horrible, just like racist and hateful. And little dog, you can't trust that motherfucker. He'll stab you in the back and all of that. I mean, I'm not saying that about you, little dog, if you're watching this, but that's the stuff I would hear. And like he says, he is AK registered attack dog and all that, and I have respect for that stuff because I mean, you guys see me smiling all the time, but well, this ain't a violent type video, but you don't fuck with Trucker Jim, just for the record. But um, but yeah, that's been going on too, and cease and desist letters. What else has been going on with all this?
Just the entertainment of someone. For me, just the entertainment of watching this because I never really watched it. I've been a driver for about 20 years, and I didn't understand that there was such a following for YouTube truck drivers. And then now that I've seen it, to me, it's just unbelievably entertaining. And I know it's supposed to be serious, a lot of it, but am I putting this on?
Well, no, you ain't gotta put it on. Or
Okay.
you can
Oh,
put it
okay,
on.
okay. But to me, it's just very entertaining. That's all. I mean, I met RVT on the phone a couple times. He even interviewed me, and
That was the best interview I saw on his channel.
and I found him enjoyable and articulate and all that. But he never tried to sell me nothing. And I think, listen. And I'm not a YouTube trucker. I don't have a following. But in my view, as an older man watching this, there's a spot for him. If you're going through a certain like Jim was saying, point in your life, and you need some emotional backup to make a big change or something, then he fills that void. And what happened? But the thing is trucking is it's a hard business. So
It
if
ain't
you,
a complicated
yeah
business.
if you're already emotionally under the weather and you go to a 1099 company, which if you've been in trucking, you all know that there are many 1099 companies out there, and they are rough and tough, and they make money for themselves, and it's tough. It's no BS. So I think these guys are already emotionally under the weather, and I think that they went somewhere that they shouldn't have done anyways. They weren't prepared for something like that. They're already their mind wasn't already where they could survive it. You know, you go to work for a 1099 company, they're going to throw you in a truck, and they're going to do broker loads, and they're going to run you till you die, but you will get paid decent if you can keep up with it. And that's just how they roll. And and that's what RVT's doing. My thing about him is I don't really care what he does either because, in my opinion, if there's a market for it, and if you're silly enough to buy that, then that's up to you. You know, it doesn't affect me emotionally. But I also have not met all the YouTube truckers. I met Ike, and I found him to be a gentleman. I found him to be just a nice guy, and I think trucking's in his heart. I think it really hurts his feelings. I think he really has a. I think it hurts him more than he hates RBT. I think it hurts him because I think he likes to represent the trucking business in a proper way, and I think that's what really affected him. I've never met the other guys. I did meet
You met Yeti?
yeah, I met Yeti and another guy. Just seemed like a happy guy, but I think Mr. Ike there. I think Ike Stevens. I think he just takes it hard. I think it hurts him. And but other than that, I just find it all entertaining, and I hope everything works out for everybody. And but that's all I got for my opinion. But as far as I'm concerned, I just didn't know there was such a big following for stuff like this. Being in trucking, I didn't know that there's an interest like there is. But I will say this in closing: I find it entertaining and everything. But I also want to say, not just because I'm riding with Jim, but if you guys can share his videos out there, because I haven't seen anybody make cool videos as his are. I think his videos are very cool. And also, he's been putting his last video. I dragged him to Graceland in the middle of the night, and he used some awesome, awesome music from the David D band while I'm on my shoes. I just want to throw that out there in case you guys want to check some music out for free. Check it out. But anyway, that's all I got. But I find it really good. And as far as us in our truck, we have a lot of fun. But I want to say one more time because I don't talk a lot on here. Uh, when I drive, Jim will tell you I'm professional as I can be. I try as hard as I can be professional. Just because we have fun, I'm going to say it one more time. Do not dismiss that for lack of integrity of our job. We're going to do a good job, and we're going to represent trucking. But when we do these videos, man, have fun with them. Spread them around. That's all I got. Thank you very much. Well. All right, Jim. Thank you for your time, brother.
Yes, sir. All right. Can everybody just go ahead and give a big thumbs up to Elvis over here? We only got like 26. There's over 100 of you in here. I think this conversation deserves some love. And did I just see Lil Dog say I can't out edit him? I don't know. We might have to start up something new after this D-Rod singing like the cool ass editing challenge or something like that. Give me a little time to think about that, and I'll throw something out for you YouTube truckers. I know there was like a rock video thing, little dog, and that's how I saw this Vasily the first time. Vasily's still like making coffee instead of trucking now, right? I hadn't been watching his stuff lately either. I guess I need to watch some of these YouTube truckers more than I do. But you know how it is, guys. Like, if you're a grinder and you drive 600 miles a day and, have a girl, kids and stuff you try to communicate with a little bit and, like going live isn't my preferred thing. I like, creating something super cool. So, it usually takes more than 5 minutes to put it together. But and I do have other interests, outside of trucking that, I watch from time to time too. All right, let's check a few comments right here. I ain't gonna go all the way back up to the beginning. I will watch a replay of this later, so I will see them. I'm sorry you had to deal with that clown RVT at GMP. It really wasn't that bad. Oh, speaking of that freaking clown, this video Elvis made me watch yesterday. He was blah 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 blah, showing his teeth and all that yesterday. And that redheaded son of a bitch. All right, Did y'all give me a $5 thing because I called him a redheaded sumbitch? Well, he called me Trucker Jan again. You won't call me Trucker Jan again, RVT. You won't. You don't have the balls because there will be repercussions. And I ain't talking about the legal kind. But he made this statement that I was begging him to help me. Begging him to help me. Which that would be, well, I think over exaggeration is a common practice of RVT. But at the same time, I got no fucking help from him. But I did inquire about the optimization because I would like to know, even though I ain't subscribed and I don't ever think I've hit the thumbs up with my Viking paw, that motherfucker is always showing up on my news feed. So I was curious, how do you do that? And like Little Dog's been showing up on my live feed all the time, but I'll throw some thumbs up to Little Dog, and I am subscribed to Little Dog now, so I understand that. But and I think when RVT told me his first like major viral video, this was well before he was a truck driver. He was scamming some other kind of way then. I can't remember what. But he got pulled over for speeding and he recorded the interaction with the cop and he made some video about a speed trap or something. And this thing apparently had millions of views. The county he was in, they knew all about it. And, he went to court. And because of that video, it got thrown out right away. And I think that's maybe how his whole YouTube thing started. But just like when I was talking with Little Dog, and the couple of times I've hung out with Little Guy, I asked them similar type questions. If there's some subscribers and like action going on to their channel, which I don't think their videos are in the least bit better than mine. That's my personal opinion. Theirs are good. Mine are the best. And my own mind, most of you probably disagree with me, but my best is yet to come. But I've always known and realized there's something in the optimization, or maybe because my content all about whatever the hell's going on, instead of jumping on bandwagons of current events and the titles that people are searching. you know well, I think my thumbnails are pretty good, but they're so when I talk to these guys that are outperforming me in this area, why wouldn't I pick their brain a little bit about it? Which actually Little Dog was helpful in it, and Little Guy's probably been more helpful than anybody. Um, just with a couple little extra tools and things that I've used that's helped out with the tag kind of things. I guess because I didn't sign up for a coaching call is why I got like no information. All I would get is you can't use music in your videos and you can't. I'm like, what the fuck? What's the point in doing a video if I can't do those things? But yeah, said I was begging, begging him for help. Dang, Jim, you got all the big YouTube truckers in here now. Do I really?
Someone just gave you. It says hopefully no one agrees.
Okay. Yeah, I do have your number, little dog. We will chat soon. And you've got mine too, I believe. Smash the likes with your forehead. Joey would knock RVT out. I got like a couple of packages in the mailbox. We're headed to Greer now. We're in Louisiana. But we're going to get to Greer and we've got a load heading to Houston. And I don't think what time's that thing open? Does it open at 7? But I ain't waiting around to 9 o'clock. 2 hours to get a
I
package.
don't know. I don't have no idea.
But and I think I've got it set up by default where my address is in the description box of this, but all my edited videos is definitely there. But anybody that wants to mail anything either to myself or Truckin' Elvis over there, 100% of the packages will be opened on camera. Now, please don't send our ass no anthrax or dog shit in a bag or anything like that. But if you do, you would get a joke on me because I totally would open it on camera. That is until I change my mind about opening things on camera. but at the time of this recording, that is my intention. All right. The little the little guy, thank you from Disabled Veteran. If you need any advice, I can help out. Well, I appreciate it, Ken Justice, and it still is my intention to do like an interview with you. I know I hadn't done a
Tell
prick.
him I said hi if you don't mind. He's always,
I,
hey man, I appreciate your good remarks on my Facebook and my music and stuff. Thank you for that. And
he is one
it's cool.
appreciative dude, and
It's
that
really
is
nice,
refreshing.
really nice comments. Thank you very much for that.
Totally nice, and I want to help tell you a story, Ken. I got to do that. Which well, that's like if I do interviews, like people who overcome situations, that's what inspires me, not some redheaded fucking cocksucker that's just amazing and is like the best. That don't really get me excited. People who overcome things, that can quit and get negative and get frustrated, but they choose not to, because life's better when you have a smile on your face. I don't know. That's probably motivated from this my dad. I ain't gonna get into that whole story right now. Maybe one day I will. How much we got to pay for y'all not to sing? You don't have enough money, brother, to keep me and Elvis from singing. You ain't got enough.
Walk a
RVT with his
mile,
6-figure ass ain't got enough either.
walk a mile in
My
my
shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, that's right. Uh, Trucker Jim is a Howard Stern of trucking. Okay, I'll take that. Big Daddy RVT needs your $40. Well, he ain't gonna get it. Which I don't know. I'm kind of in a transitional period right now, which I'm on track, and I ain't saying this to impress anybody. And many of you, it ain't going to impress because you're doing better than I am. But as a company driver, I'm going to make over 80 grand this year. Like I'm at this point, early September, I'm already into the, I don't know, 50 something. It ain't 60 right yet. But here's the thing. I ain't went 3, 4 weeks without seeing my woman. Like, I don't even think I've went more than a week without her. Like, I'm gonna get into recaps like Wednesday, Thursday of this week because I came out Friday. But I love home time. I Now there was a point when I first started. I don't know. I was gung ho and fuck staff for 8 weeks and shit like that. Do your resets in terminals and truck stops and I don't know. I thought differently, but I was going through a divorce, right then. So hell, I didn't need to go home. I just, hear a bunch of bitching when I went home. So I'd rather stay out and make money. But now I've got a woman that treats me really, really good, and I enjoy my home time with her. Which, if Blair, if you're on here, I just took your recommendation and signed up for Butcher's Box, guys. There will be a video coming about this, but guys, this is like grass-fed beef and pork and chicken, like top shelf, top notch quality meat. Like the package I ordered was like 150 bucks. I've got it where it's going to come on dry ice every 60 days. I mean, there's bacon in this stuff and chicken and pork chops, ribeyes, and this is grass-fed stuff, which that's ideally the kind of meat you want to eat on the keto diet. Which I'm kind of up and down with my keto thing, guys. Like me, you guys saw me and Elvis eating pizza and drinking a few beers the
I
other
think
day.
Trucker Beerman said whamms. I think that's cool to me in my world.
But anyway, we just bought a new grill. We got one of those Oklahoma Joes. I don't know if you guys have seen these grills, but they're awesome. It's like a big barrel thing, and over on this side is a gas grill. So if you want to cook something up kind of quick, pow, hit the gas, hit the button, you're cooking. Or if you want to do it charcoal style, and don't even think about bringing no match light to this grill, Misty, if you're watching this, we're going to be using charcoal chimney. And then there's a smoker on the side. So I am super excited about not taking my woman out to eat at all when I'm home because I'm gonna be grilling for you, baby. But I'm in this transitional period right now, which, it's kind of cool. I've been saving money, which, with to put myself in a position where I can buy a truck at the first of the year was the original motivation for that. But like this past week or whatever, when I needed to take a week off, which Elvis and I, we've got all these goals set, and we ain't hit fucking none of them yet. They're like, hell, we got a check engine light on now on our Cascade, and some alert popped up. Something about our turbo is messed up. But we're gonna try to make one more trip back to Texas before we tell the shop about it. And hell, we had a blowout on the way down here. This stuff keeps happening, and my aspirations of having a 7,000 mile week with Elvis, we ain't even got close. We ain't even got to 6,000 yet. I think we've had like 5,500 mile week is the best, but we've had some time off at the same time, and I like time off. And I'm even kind of contemplating with, I don't know, I hadn't picked on local drivers as much as some other YouTube truckers has on there that they're people who drive trucks and not truck drivers. And I'm not saying I'm gonna do that, and I'm damn sure I ain't saying I'm gonna go like delivering Pepsi or anything like that. But between now and the time January rolls around, I am gonna have it figured out because I'm wondering would I like a life outside of the truck or 5 6 days in a row. But but I like making money too. But I've got a woman that makes money. She's a nurse. So I've got some decisions to make between now and then. But I'm crystal clear on what we're going to do the rest of this year. Elvis and I, we're going to run as much as we can. Or at the very least, we're going to make 2 trips back and forth to Texas. That'll be a little over 5,000 miles for the week. That's going to be the absolute minimum that we do. And we could probably have 2.5, 3 days off a week and do that. But that's not actually a lot of money. Twin Truckers, I saw a comment from you a while ago on my other. RVT actually released the name of the truck stop when it happened. He took the video. Oh, are y'all talking about his weird story about what was it? He said a stalker or somebody trying to grab his slong or wipe his butt for him or something. I can't remember. I can't keep up with it all. But I think it was in Albuquerque or something. But then there's this other YouTube trucker named Nesbit that is calling total bullshit on RVT's entire story, which I mean, it's a fucking fact. The guy will fucking look at a camera and lie because he said, I'm begging him to help me. And that ain't true. So maybe a guy didn't try to finger him in the stall or whatever the story was. I can't keep up with it. But Nesbit apparently either went by or talked to the store and the manager, and they looked at security tapes and all that. And she's like, no one was in there but him. I mean, I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. But it's getting dark, people, and I'm having to shine the light on me. And Elvis kind of gets mad if I turn too many lights on while he's driving at night. It's cause he's old. Like Elvis is like 6 years my senior. I know it looks like I'm like 20 years younger than him, but no, we're pretty close in age. Um, so I'm gonna have to get off here soon. Hey, but has anybody got anything else? Any kind of questions? It would be great if I could get a little more thumbs up. I don't know what it does. Thumbs up, super chats, whatever you want to do. But like, I think it helps out with the analytics, and maybe one day I can show up on your news feed like RVT does. But it's gonna take thumbs up. We got 50. Can I get 60? Can we get 10 more of you smashing it with your why is it? But I'll go ahead and say something nice about RVT since I talked a little shit. He's with marketing and type stuff. I mean, in his sales stuff, he's good. Like,
He's really
never
good.
before him did anybody in the history of YouTube truck could say smash it with your Viking paw, but half the motherfuckers making videos will say it now. And even though I don't want to say it, I'll say it. So, Props to you, RVT. You're a good salesman. But we got 68 thumbs up. Would it be possible, like, to get to 100? I don't know if I've ever had 100 likes on a live video.
Tennessee Kevin, what's up, man?
Is
What's happening?
Tennessee Kevin in the house? Hey, Kevin, did you get your Trucker Jim shirt that I mailed you? And I put a little surprise in there too for you. I want to hear Kevin's reply. Um, if RVT can turn Dread Pirate into a trucker, then he can sell his advice.
Woo!
I had been like, I watched a couple of Dread Pirate videos, a little bit of them anyway, when he was an Uber driver. But I've been seeing thumbnails. He shows up on my timeline too, or news. What do you call it? That's Facebook. I'm talking about timeline.
Yeah.
But I hear, isn't he like an owner operator? I- Is things going good for Dread Pirate? I don't think Dread Pirate's ever seen any of my videos. He hadn't commented anyway. But I'm rooting for you, Dread Pirate. You done learn what not to do. You have. Like, you've been fired more than I have, Dread Pirate. And that's damn saying so. But I've only been fired twice and not accepted another time at another. So you can maybe call that fired too, because I went there expecting to get a job.
Tennessee Kevin, they smashed him with the Tennessee elbow.
The Tennessee. Did Kevin say? Did you get your Trucker Jim shirt, Kevin? It should be there by now. And I put you a surprise in there. Dredd is the owner operator of an Uber car. That's about. No, I think he's got a truck of some sort now. Do you ever use compression socks or worry about blood clots from driving? I do not. Now, when I first started driving, I used to ride with my seat up high, and my feet would swell a little bit. But now my seat's a little lower. My feet, I mean, they don't swell. I don't have any problems with them. And hell no, I don't wear no compression socks. Those are for, like, I don't know, fat guys that got diabetes or something. These are the socks I wear, people. The low profile. Yes, sir. You can get your own socks like Trucker Jim from Walmart.
At the Trucker Jim.
It's got like and one on it. But get the ones that are softer than the other ones. Those are the ones I recommend. About $10 or so for 6 pair, I think. I know RVT like, man, when you see I mean, I don't know if he's changed his style, but he used to look like he had like a black skirt on. He'd wear like these basketball baggy shorts, and I think all he wears is his RVT, polos or whatever with his RVT hat. But before he had those compression socks pulled up with black sneakers and a black mini skirt or something like that. And I guess when you're 6'2", 230, and you're awesome, who gives a shit about style, right? I think RVT means rubbing his face off, not rubbing it. Or maybe he's rubbing something else off. I don't know. Who is Kenneth Justice? Kenneth Justice is a very loyal subscriber, a very positive guy. He is a veteran. Is it Marine Corps that you're in, Ken?
I don't know his story. I don't until I actually know all the story.
We're gonna have to get together and tell the whole Ken Justice story. But I've never personally been eyeball to eyeball to him. But I just like the damn guy. I do. Some people you like. Some people are very easy to like. You like them without even trying. And then there's others. It's just a damn challenge. You'll be around and be nice, and in the back of you, there's a little voice in the back of your head, like, I just don't like this motherfucker. Ken's not that guy. You can maybe guess who maybe the other guy is, but Ken is. I don't know. I just like him. I like him, and he's not a quitter, and he's had a numerous health challenges that many people would give up, but not Ken. But do you think there's days where it doesn't test his attitude? Of course there are days that test his attitude. If you're excited when things are awesome, whoopty shit. What have you actually can be excited when things are going your way, that's going great? You got a pocket full of money, all your bills are paid, and everything's working out, the sun's shining. Who can't be excited during that? But what about when the shit hits the fan? What about when your attitude is tested? What about when you suffer some loss, suffer some failure, suffer some defeat? What you gonna do then? Now, I know sometimes I get a little fucking pouty. I was about 15 minutes ago. Well, an hour ago or so. But if you lose your attitude, you lose your edge. That's okay. It's okay. You're human. It's going to happen. You just have to take a deep breath and keep on trucking and keep on fighting and get your edge back. And that is one of the things that Ken keeps me inspired to do. So I appreciate it, Ken. Some people are hard to like no matter what. Yep, they sure are. He bought an international. Okay, hey, who bought an international? Dread Pirate. Him. Y'all still get money for references coming to GMP? You bet your sweet ass I do, Jason, and that would be awesome. Now, now speaking of GMP, everybody can't come. All right, first of all, um, but realistically, like at regional, if you dick around, I mean, not dick, no, let me rephrase that because some people dick around is a little different than my definition of dick around. But if you just work good and steady, do your reset at home every single weekend, either leave like Sunday or Monday, get back, Friday morning, Friday afternoon, maybe sometimes Saturday, shit happens. It is trucking. You will make well on into 60,000. And this is not me blowing smoke up your ass at all. And you're going to have like 5 vacation days. You're going to have like 7 paid holidays after 90 days. Insurance, and I ain't going to say it's the best insurance in the world, but it's daggone health insurance, and it don't cost an absolute fortune. I think for a single person, it's like $55 a week. Um, and you'll actually have a president that you can well, actually there's a driver advocate if you do have a problem, but most of our dispatchers here, they're pretty cool. They are. I ain't gonna say we hadn't hired one asshole in the dispatching department, cause we definitely have, but as a whole, they're pretty cool. They're pretty helpful. But that's regional. You will not run on recaps. You will not do a reset on the road. So for like many people that have family or people that just like fuck party on the weekend or whatever your situation is, you can have balance in your life here at GMP. You can make a decent living. You know, you might not be able to do coaching calls like RVT and promote you make 6 figures and anything like that, but you can make a decent income and actually have a life outside of the truck. You don't have to have a day's experience. If you got a CDL, we got a few trainers. It ain't me no more. Sorry. But you spend, I think, a total of like 4 weeks if you have no experience. If you've got more than 10 months experience, you don't have to train with anybody. And the thing about it is, like a lot of these companies, like US Express, bunch of fucking douchebags, and the place Elvis came from, Swift, you've got this like upgrade test, where you drive with somebody that's with a clipboard waiting for you to do something wrong. They can check, and you're nervous, and you got to back up like 17 different ways. At GMP, they simply go by the word of your trainer. If your trainer says you're good to go, you're ready, you get assigned a truck and you start getting loaded. If you're not ready after 4 weeks and you need a little more time, so be it. Um, but yeah, like just doing the whole regional thing where you're out basically 5 days in a row, I think you should exceed $60,000 your very first year. Which I know that ain't, like you have to save a lot of money to become a millionaire doing that. Which I save like 8% of all of my income goes into retirement, and then I put other in, a separate savings account. But I'm so glad. And let me give some of you new guys a little tip. This right here is going to be more valuable than, well, let me not go there. But here's a valuable thing. All right, you ready? You ready? Don't live beyond your means. Meaning, you don't want to be a paycheck to paycheck kind of smuck, okay? And just have a job. A job is just over broke. And you're paycheck to paycheck. And on Thursday, you're eating fucking ramen noodles and things. You don't want to be that guy. Ever. You don't. You're one like situation from this total disaster when you live that way. And some of you say, well, I can't help it. Yes, you can. And here's how you do it. You ready? You pay yourself first. Now, I doubt any of you motherfuckers are paying more than I am to my ex-wife and these kids I adopted. I pay over $1,600 a month. So basically, part of that is the mortgage, a house. It probably will sell or I'll rent out by the time next year rolls around. So it ain't gonna stay this way. But like all of this year, over $1,600. So like I start out $1,600 in the hole every month before I buy any food, I pay any car insurance, I pay my high ass phone bill with this unlimited data plan and all this other stuff. And but that is not an excuse for me not to pay myself first. When I get paid on Friday, the first thing I do, I have a mental note of what has to be paid. I see what's in my checking account now, but the first thing I do before I pay any freaking bill, and damn sure before I send any money to the ex-wife, I decide how much I can put into savings. I pay me first. If you talk to any millionaires, any like big time winners, especially ones that came from very little, a principle, and this was in Think and Grow Rich, one of the greatest books to accumulate wealth ever written, is pay yourself first. When I first started my savings account, the first time I did it, I only put $25 in it. But I've had my standard what I try to put in now is $500 a week in savings. So like when this unexpected situation with my girlfriend's mom passing away, instead of me, oh fuck, I gotta go back to work and I gotta pay $1,600 to the ex-wife. No, I'm sitting on bank, baby. Like just a little that I'm almost at the 10 grand mark. Well, I was before then. With the goal being 15,000, I just talk to Elvis, say, hey man, would you be cool if you run, make a run down to Texas on your own? I ain't slowing my boy down because he's got to get paid. But with us being a team truck, we were able to do that. He started running solo, getting the solo Texas rate. When he came back, I was back. I got back on the truck. But developing the habit of paying myself first is what allowed that to happen. And me not can't wait till payday, because I'm broke now. It prevents that because when you got that broke mindset, you ain't hitting on all cylinders. You're not making the best decisions. You're making desperate decisions, and I'm just telling you guys, it's better if you're not that way. And just like for owner operators like Little Dog and Yeti and Ike now, all of these, and I know there's a whole bunch of others. These are just some of the ones I've been chatting with, a little bit over the last month or so. That's why that maintenance account, is so important as a truck driver. Um, because that's one of the things I know. I mean, I know with like new owner operators, are you kill it, and you make $4,000 or $5,000, in a week. Ain't no taxes come out of anything, but if you spend everything you make, especially some people spend everything they make before they make it, you are one unexpected event from absolute disaster. So if I can give anybody any advice, now I know some of you truck drivers and some of my friends that's on the Zello channel ain't even got a fucking bank account, got like a com data card, that's on there. You will never accumulate anything significant doing that. You need at a minimum.
Bears.
What's that? A bear?
Yeah,
You saw a
there's
bear
a
or the
bear.
shut the
How's
really?
a bear?
People, I just missed a chance to video a bear. You want to stop? We'll like back up down the.
I mean, it looked like a bear. I think it was a bear, man.
But that is a good tip, guys. Even if you start a checking account, savings account, you can open these things with like $25. And unless it's some little itty bitty rinky dink bank in your hometown, if it's some kind of like a Wells Fargo, Bank of America, or Chase or whatever, all of them got an app. And like seriously, every Friday. every Friday. Like if it, my deposit goes in around 6 a.m. I'll look at it. It should look about right. I'll look at the paycheck stub and another little app, make sure everything's cool. But usually I know it is from the day before when the earnings statement goes out. And I'm like, all right, how much can I put into savings today? Which rarely, unless, except for like some bills that come out, rarely do I have more than $1,000 in checking. Because what do I need a ton of money in checking? You know what money in your checking account is? It's money waiting to be spent on something. That's all money in a checking account is money waiting to be spent. It's just in and out, in and out, in and out. All that is a checking account. But as either a savings or a money market or something like that, that's, it has more of a purpose to it. And even if I do decide to go a different route than putting 10 grand down on a truck and having 5,000 put back for a maintenance account, well, even if I decide to go another route than that, I've got my emergency fund built up, which, a good, like, starting kind of emergency fund is like 90 days worth of income replacement. Or if you got, 6 months worth of income replacement, that's better. And you will be amazed how you start operating on a completely another level when you're not operating with a broke mentality. It's a game changer, guys. It is. If you don't believe me, save some fucking money and see how more effective you become when you're not a desperate broke mentality and you start feeling successful. You'll start talking shit like RVT when you got 20 grand in the bank. Do it and watch what I say. I mean, what? Listen to what I say. You guys know what I'm talking about. But it's getting dark right here, and I am all about the video and the audio quality. Anybody got anything else before I trucker Jim? Lot lizards don't take credit, bud. That's not the only reason, but similar to that, I rarely have cash on me. Now I do have some cash. Elvis, for his part of groceries or whatever, and I paid with my card. So I got a few 20s on me now, but I hope no lot lizards come knocking. But we don't sit still long enough for lot lizards come knocking on us because
Hey,
we're
hey,
rolling their face off.
hey, let me give you my 2 cents. I've been counting on Trucker Jim to have a couple dollars on it because I my 2 cents tonight. When you get out of the shower, if you have a wonderful shower, please give that person $5 or $10 that's working his butt off. If the shower stinks and it's dirty, nasty, yeah, don't do it. But I don't know. That was just on my mind today because I had a really nice shower and I saw that guy working himself to death. But keep a couple dollars in your pocket and make people's day. Give them $5 or $10 because that shower is worth a lot to you after about a day and a half. Y'all know that. Anyway, I don't have much to say. I'm just, hey, you know how you used to have that extra in movies all the time? And in the old movies, you always had some of the same extras with some of the same stars. Well, that's me. This, Jim's a star, and I'm that extra that's always in all the movies. You know what I mean? I'm always the one getting beat up in the fight scenes and stuff. You know what I mean? But anyway, hey, listen. Hey, David D. Band. Hey, no, I will say this. Hey, if you guys, when you guys are on Facebook, look me up on Facebook. I am I'm active on Facebook. I'm not really active on YouTube. I'm just part of what we're doing out here.
You're on YouTube right now being active.
Well, yeah,
But
I
but
guess I
yeah,
am. Yeah,
y'all
you're right.
totally got. If y'all hadn't already, check out Elvis's music, David D. Band. Um, the out now there's a few albums like you can look on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. But My Dreams Project is the name of the album, and I've began to play some of his music. Like he's got the best version ever recorded of "Walk a Mile in My Shoes." Elvis has got a version. Hey, we just got some shower money from
There
Sean.
you go. Woo.
But an original song Dave has, which we're going to be making a music video for this, called "The Message Song," is definitely got a trucker vibe to it. So check that out after this video's
Hey,
over. "The Message Song" by David D. And I think what was it? The hell was the name of that episode? 600 Mile Club. I don't know. A couple of weeks ago, that song is actually featured in the video. Very cool song. All right. For me, to all YouTube truckers, be safe. Watch the speed. Stay safe. Great talking to you all. I appreciate all of you and good luck. See, and nice stuff to say. Juice by you, Mr. Ken Justice. My teammate's bank suspended the card. They thought someone stole it because we were OTR. Yeah, like I
Sounds
mean,
like it definitely has.
yeah, that does happen sometimes. Like when I like buy 3 or 4 things back to back online, I'll usually get some kind of text message or a call from Wells Fargo, and I tell them, no, no, it's me. And I always tell them, hey, I appreciate you guys, looking out to me, uh, looking out for me on that. Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. But like Elvis says, if your shower's clean, tip the guy. I've heard RVT talk about, like especially during Christmas time, tipping cashiers and all that. Which I mean that's cool. So he's not a total douchebag. He just plays one on YouTube is all. At the end of the day, guys, I really believe that most people have good in them, and most people's general nature is to be good to other people. Just when stress and bullshit, pollutes our mind, anybody can be a dick at times. So even if somebody's to you a dick once, don't
Whammies,
totally.
baby, whammies. You never done.
Exactly, whammies. Walk a mile in my shoes. Everybody's going through their own stuff. Like the way I end a lot of my videos is playing that "Keep on Trucking" song by Tim McGraw, and it says everybody's going through a little something, something, and we all are. But all of you guys, I wish you the best. Thank you for the, I don't know, 100 and something people that was in here tonight. Thanks for all the thumbs up and everything. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I don't know. Let me know if you like live videos like this, or if you would prefer more of the edited type things, or if you want to see a music video of one of Elvis's songs. But hit us up in the comments too for all you people that are watching
Woo!
this on the replay.
Give a give.
All right, but we've been on how long? Ooh, I've been on over an hour. That is not like me
Yeah,
because
it's
I'm,
like
I'm
you,
more about the impulse.
yeah, that's like
I
you.
want to end it before you get bored and decide you're going to end it. But guys, this video is over. I'll see you next time. But until then, be safe out there. Hey, this is Tennessee Kevin. Elvis needs to make another camera appearance. You're gonna have to tune in for the next one for
All right.
Elvis's camera appearance. And Kevin, you still ain't told me if you got my Trucker Jim stickers I'd put in the box for you, or maybe you did and I missed the comments. But everybody, we're out. Be safe out there and keep on trucking.